In a beautiful village, somewhere in a beautiful forest, a wise old monk lived a peaceful life. He spent his days meditating under a cherry blossom tree whose delicate petals floated gently in the breeze. The villagers revered the monk for his wisdom, and many sought his guidance on matters both big and small. One day, a young student approached the monk, his face full of determination yet tinged with anxiety. He was known throughout the village as a bright and diligent student, but lately, the pressures of maintaining his top position in school had begun to weigh heavily on him. With a respectful bow, he addressed the monk. "Master," the student began, his voice earnest, "how can I excel in my studies and remain at the top? I fear that I may not be able to keep up with the expectations placed upon me." The monk opened his eyes and offered a gentle smile. Instead of answering immediately, he leaned forward and picked up a single petal that had fallen from the cherry blossom tree. Holding it delicately between his fingers, he turned to the student. "Do you see this petal?" the monk asked, his voice as soft as the petal itself. "It floats gently, carried by the wind, yet it remains connected to the tree from which it came. This balance is the key to your question." The student looked at the petal, puzzled by the monk's words. Sensing his confusion, the monk continued, "Just as this tree nurtures its roots deep within the earth, you must cultivate your mind. This means studying consistently and with focus. However," the monk paused, looking directly into the student's eyes, "you must not overwhelm yourself. Quality over quantity is the way of the wise. It is not how much you study, but how deeply you understand what you study that truly matters." The student nodded, absorbing the wisdom of the monk's words. He had often pushed himself to the brink of exhaustion, believing that the more he studied, the better he would perform. But now, he realized that overburdening his mind could hinder his learning instead of enhancing it. The monk then gestured to the tree itself. "Second," he said, "embrace the process of learning. See how the tree stands tall despite the changing seasons? It does not rush to grow, nor does it lament the leaves it sheds in autumn. It understands that every season, every moment, is part of its journey. Similarly, your mistakes are not failures, they are lessons. Each one brings you closer to your goals." The student recalled the times he had been discouraged by a low grade or a missed answer, but now, with the monk's guidance, he began to see those setbacks in a new light. They were not signs of his inadequacy, but opportunities to grow and improve. "Lastly," the monk said, his voice filled with warmth, "find your passion. When you enjoy what you study, the knowledge will flow effortlessly, just like the breeze that carries the petals. Passion fuels persistence, and when you study what you love, learning becomes a joy rather than a chore." As the monk spoke, a gust of wind sent a flurry of cherry blossoms swirling around them, creating a beautiful, serene moment. The student felt a deep sense of enlightenment wash over him. He understood now that being a top student was not just about hard work and dedication. It was about balance, resilience, and most importantly, passion. With newfound clarity, the student bowed deeply to the monk. "Thank you, Master," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "I will carry your wisdom with me and apply it to my studies." The monk smiled, watching as the young student walked away, his steps lighter and more confident than before. The cherry blossoms continued to dance in the wind, a reminder of the balance that the student had learned to seek in his life. And so, the student embarked on his journey with renewed vigor, not just striving to be at the top, but also to enjoy the path that led him there. He discovered that when he applied the monk's teachings, studying with focus, learning from mistakes, and following his passion, he not only excelled in his studies, but also found a deep sense of fulfillment and peace. But no matter how hard he tried, there was one question that the student couldn't answer, and that is, how do I find my true path? Watch this video where wise old master answers how to find your true path in life.